It is a beautiful day and I'm so happy to be outside. Yesterday was a beautiful day too, but I had to sit inside and get the last video finished. I was looking outside though thinking, gosh, I wish I was out there. Today, I'm out. Today we're kind of sticking to our backyard. We're gonna head back over to Central Park, up to the upper part of Central Park. They just finished and opened the new Davis Center. So we're gonna go check that out, along with a few other things that we missed the last time we were there. If you're just finding this channel, I pick out places in New York to go explore, and I take you with me. So we're walking today. Let's go. On the way, I want to pause to point out, there's the Carnegie Mansion, which is now Cooper Hewitt. And across the street, this is the Otto Kahn Mansion. And behind that is the James Burden Mansion. These are both part of the convent of the Sacred Heart School. We've been over here before on our Fifth Avenue tour. Check out that if you haven't seen it. These were both covered by scaffolding though at that point. Look at that, they're beautiful. This is the Jewish Museum. That scaffolding is starting to come down. All right, moving on. So the Otto Kahn Mansion's on 91st. Now I'm walking along the park up to about 104th, up to the Conservatory Garden. We'll go in there and head across. Hospital. Hey, that's not art. I was going to walk through the Conservatory Garden, but it looks like that plan has been foiled. They're setting up a tent. There must be an event. Eventually we'll walk around in there without construction and other stuff. And remember the Vanderbilt gates? If you haven't seen it, you should check out the episode I did on Upper Central Park. We talk about some of this stuff. We go a lot of these places in Upper Central Park. Today we're going some different places though. Just not getting in that way apparently. We're in the park now, down by the Harlem Meer. So the new Davis Center is over that way, beyond that stuff. So we'll walk around. But there's some stuff I want to see on the way. Getting ready for a party. This first rise here is called Fort Fish. It's not a fort now, but there used to be a fort here. Back in the War of 1812, they used this as a defensive post. The fort's gone, but this was part of a network of defensive positions that go along with two other former forts that we're going to see today too. On to the next spot. Off the side of the trail here, you can start to see where the Davis Center is over there and all this new infrastructure. That's where we're heading. But we're gonna go down first to a waterfall and then under an arch to head in that direction. So here at a waterfall that we'll see in just a second. This water runs all the way from the Loch through a ravine to the Mere, and this is beautiful. I've said it before and I'll keep saying it. I love Central Park. This is the Huddlestone Arch. It's an engineering feat. There was no mortar used in the construction of that arch. It's all gravity. It's just big pieces of stone laid together that hold each other up. It's pretty impressive. And this is the new Davis Center. And these are apparently bird watching tours. I'm not sure what the best way to approach looking at this new facility is, but we'll wander around. In the 60s, when they constructed the building that used to be here, they diverted the flow from the Loch to the Meer into a culvert that just went underground. But now they've opened it up again, made it part of the feature one more time. It's beautiful. And now we're back over here by the Meer with the Davis Center behind us here. It's got a multi-purpose center kind of thing over here. I'm sure there are bathrooms somewhere around here. Let's go up above now. A lot of people around, checking it out for the first time, finishing up the final touches. It's a buzz. So now we're above that multi-purpose area. You can see the skylights here. One of the big points of this new development is, unlike the old pool building that was here, this is supposed to blend into the natural environment, kind of get the park back to that natural state that it was supposed to be originally. It works pretty well. Down there, that is a pool in the summer, an ice rink in the winter, and turf space in the fall and spring. So multi-purpose, multi-use, and usable all year long. That's cool. This whole area, including the Meer, had a nature focus up through the early 1900s. As use increased in the 1920s, they started paving over some of the areas around the Meer. In the 50s, they started putting fences up, and it started to look less and less like nature and more like the city. In the 1960s, they built an ice skating rink and pool here, the Lasker Pool and Rink, but that was sort of an ugly concrete bunker looking thing. It was really an eyesore. So bad that in the 70s, they put that island in the middle of the Meer to try to block off the site of that building. The 70s and 80s in the park saw a decline as the city declined. In the 90s, things started to get better. They restored the Meer. In the 2010s, they redid the playgrounds over there. In 2016 and 17, the ravine was restored that led from the Loch to the Meer. And now that this is complete, they've finally realized the vision of getting this all back to nature. It's pretty cool. Everybody's checking out their new part of Central Park, and I'm walking around in circles. We just did a lap. Now we're gonna head up this way. So this high point is called Nutter's Battery. The British constructed a fort here in 1776 as a defensive position on Manhattan in the Revolutionary War. A few decades later, the Americans built another defensive position here for the War of 1812 to defend against British attacks from the north. The fort that was here is obviously gone. All right, got one more spot to go try to find. We're looking for another high point, so I'll just keep following the stairs up. Feels like a good bet. This is the site of Fort Clinton. Again, in 1776, the British built a defensive position here on this high point. And then during the War of 1812, the Americans built their own fort here and named it Fort Clinton after the famous governor, DeWitt Clinton. Now the fort's gone, but it's a nice place to sit and look out. Someone stuck a flower in the cannon. Got some peace vibes going there. All right, another nice trip to Central Park. So now we'll start the journey home, but I'm not gonna go along Fifth Avenue this time. I'm gonna stick to trails we haven't seen yet through the park. Conservatory Garden's right down there. We're just walking around the backside of it now. This is the East Meadow, a wonderful picnic spot. I'm back up to the east side after a beautiful walk at Central Park. Just the perfect weather day. Be sure to check out the rest of the channel Up to the East Side on YouTube. Catch up on old episodes. Look for new episodes every Friday. Like and subscribe and tell all your friends about it. Thanks for coming with me to explore New York City. I'll see you next time.